One more win for Barcelona and one less game for them to finish unbeaten this season. That's exactly what we're going to discuss today. So all of that and much more coming right up in this reaction of Barcelona beating Villarreal 5-1. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on this channel. Please remember that our mission here is to bring you unbiased content from the world of football. We do this by a variety of sorts, bringing you all the way from match reactions just like this one, as well as full coverage from the World Cup coming right up that started today with our preview of Group A. So if you want to see that, be sure to check it down below in the description and also up here in the info cards. I swear I took a lot of time working on that, so if you enjoy that, please remember to like that video and also come here and watch this video as well. So now with all of that out of the way, we can finally get into our reaction of Barcelona beating Villarreal 5-1. So the first thing first, I want to talk about the formation that Valverde put out there. I gotta say that I was very impressed that he actually rotated some players, but I really do not understand why we rotate players at this stage of the competition. Like, we're not playing anything right now, we're just playing for that unbeaten run. And to be honest, we should be doing this against matches such as Roma, matches against such as, I don't know, El Clásico. We should have been resting players for those key moments of our season, which, to be honest, we never did. So it really shocks me about why he's rotating players right now, maybe to rest them for the World Cup or something like that, but Valverde shouldn't care about that. I think his contract is only like care about Barcelona, isn't it? So I really do not understand why he's resting players. Perhaps they asked him to be rested or something like that. We also saw him resting people like Piqué and Busquets in this match, which was also very interesting. So if you have more perspective or more ideas on why this is happening, please sure to leave me all of that in the comment box down below. I'm really eager to hear what you have to say about this, so I can widen my view and understand a little bit better Valverde's point of view here. So finally we can get on into the game, and the first thing that I want to say right away is what an absolute piece of beauty from Ousmane Dembele this game. Basically, Dembele could have gotten a hat-trick if he really wanted to. The first goal was absolutely 90% Dembele. I gotta say that at the end of the day, Coutinho was in the right spot in the right moment in time, and Dembele, the complete play was from Dembele. So we all have to give credit for him, because at the end of the day, I thought like, oh my god, he's gonna fuck it up, isn't it? He's really gonna screw up, and he didn't. He won the ball with the ball back. He actually kept his cool, then did an amazing turn, which I don't know if I'll be able to put in here because of the copyright, but if you have the time to see it, it would be amazing. He did a turn and took away two defenders from Villarreal just out of the game, and then he went past one, another one went closing in, I think it was Jaume Costa, and then he flicked it a little bit, and then he just ran past the other one, and then he was into goal, and he shoot with his left foot, and unfortunately Asenjo saved it, but it actually had a bounce to let Coutinho get scored the goal. So I'm saying that 90% of the goal was Dembele, and it would have been amazing that he would have got the goal. However, at the end of the day, I think he really not redeemed himself, because he was already playing really good, but he got the credit that he deserved because he scored that last goal that turned actually into a brace for Dembele, which was actually kind of good, and that goal was also nice. But we're gonna talk about that later on. Now moving on, I just gotta say that these next few minutes from the get-go, from the first goal, Barcelona just seemed really relaxed. They controlled the game very nicely, and I gotta say that all the way from Coutinho to probably Nelson Semedo, every single player was playing very well. And at the end of the day, we just progressed forward and then managed to score the second goal. It all started once again with Dembele through the right, passing it onwards to Semedo, then Semedo back again into Coutinho, Coutinho into Iniesta, and Iniesta filtering the pass through Mario Gaspar, and then letting Digne through into it, and then Digne passing it on into Paulinho. And this is something that just makes me really like Barcelona, because you can see how we develop a play all the way from the right hand side and ended up to the left and then coming back into the middle. This is something that quick transition from side to side that I really love about teams like Barcelona. We see in teams like Napoli and also like Manchester City, even teams like what's his name with his team, I don't know, I was watching them the other day. Even a team like forget about it, I just don't remember the team. I was watching a game, it wasn't from Europe, it was a team from Brazil. But okay, so they were doing that, and it was very nice, and I really love this Barcelona. And at the end of the day, Paulinho also needs credit for that, because he ran all the way from the midfield. When you watch back the goal, he was running all the way from the midline and then ran all the way into the area, and that's something that he does time and time again. I gotta say that I did a video at the start saying that Paulinho was shit when we signed him, but I gotta say that he completely shut my mouth, and all credit due to Paulinho because he had an amazing season with Barcelona even until now. So very, very well done for Paulinho and all the players involved in that goal. Moving on, I gotta say that once we got the second goal, we just slowed down. We were controlling the game but never really attacked much. Perhaps that was because Villarreal just moved onwards with their lines. They pushed them a little bit forward, so the defense was away from the main area. And I gotta say that at that time we looked a little bit vulnerable in the counterattack, but not necessarily because we were bad position, but mostly because we were sort of like out of focus. And this is something that had happened with Barcelona many times during the season. That is that we play very good one match, and then the next match we're out of focus. We seem tired. We seem like really we walk like really slowly and stuff like that. And that's why I'm really worried about the rotations, and I'm really stressed about that because I think that with rotations we wouldn't never had that problem. So with Valverde, that's the only thing I can really criticize about him. And this is another thing that happened, like I said, between the second and the third goal. And it's crazy saying this because like between the second and the third goal, we got a goal. Between that horrible period in Barcelona's game, we also scored a goal. And then after that, we continued playing bad. We conceded a goal, but then scored 2 more. So you understand this philosophy, this pragmatic philosophy of just tiring the game out. I don't like it as much. I obviously going to say you that, but it's good. At the end of the day, it's effective, and that's what really worries me because when it's effective something, you never really criticize it until it's too late. So that's just one thing I need to talk about, or I need to criticize Valverde about during not only this match, but the whole of the season. The third goal, if I'm not wrong, came from Messi. Yeah, it was Messi to Iniesta. No, yeah, Messi back to Iniesta, and then Iniesta chipping it over, and then Messi scoring. Amazing, superb goal from Messi, but also like 70% was due to Iniesta. I gotta say, Messi looked to Iniesta, and he just knows the pass that is gonna come from that guy. Just a complete magician. And then Messi just like push it into the net. So I gotta say that at the end of the day, it's like a sort of dual goals. Imagine if we could give people like the same credit, like giving them the goal for both people, but I guess we already do that with the assist. But I don't know, it would be really cool if you imagine like goal from Lionel Messi and Iniesta. That would be one thing to improve on football. That it's my opinion. But well, moving onwards to the next goal was the goal from Villarreal. Like I said, it was very strange because Villarreal wasn't playing good at all. They weren't attacking too much. We were out of focus, but somehow they still got to a goal. And it came from somebody shoot. I think it was, I don't know who it was actually, and then bounced off Sansone. And Sansone was like standing there and was like, oh no, it's gonna hit me. And then it just went back into the net. So, I don't know, like Villarreal, well done, you gotta go. It was really surprising. And then the next thing was that they almost scored another goal like that. They almost shoot to Sansone, and then Sansone just bounced it off with his back and then almost scored into the top right corner. It's insane how he manages to do that. But I don't know, Sansone in real life is not too good. In FIFA, for me, he's amazing. If you don't know that, we have a FIFA career mode with Villarreal, and Sansone is absolutely nuts in that career mode. And it's just so good. I really love him, but in real life, he didn't play so good. The only thing that he did was score that goal, and he didn't even intended to score that goal. So, I gotta say that Sansone's performance today was really lackluster. And the same with Carlos Bacca, the same with Enes Unal, the same with people like Samu Castillejo. The only good player I think for Villarreal that really stood up for me, I don't want to push out there because all of them are good players, but the guy who performed the best, I gotta say, was probably Mano Trigueros and also Jaume Costa. I think those two played decently and really good. However, Jaume Costa got a very difficult time marking Dembele, and obviously marking Dembele is a tough job. And moving on finally to the fourth goal, not finally, but almost finally. Went to our fourth goal, we got the goal from Dembele. It was a very good stop from Yerry Mina. It was very good to see Yerry Mina back into the side, and this proves how good he can really be, because at the end of the day, he cuts very nicely. He's strong, he's tall, but most important of all, his height, like I said, he just allows to have huge legs, and he just can like tackle people away from spaces and measurements you wouldn't even think of. So that gets strikers like surprised, and it's really good to have that in your side because not too many people are that tall, you know. So Jeremy at the end of the day, very good clearance, counter attack all the way, and then Dembele scores it. It was a very well done play from Rakitic. That auto pass was absolutely incredible. So then Dembele scored the goal, and I think that with that he got enough credit. But he really deserved a little bit more credit because all the time I just see criticism of like Dembele needs to go out on loan, Dembele is playing really bad. Man, he never really adjusted to the team. Never ever did he do that. He's like 20 years old and he never adjusted to the side. He was injured twice. So you really need to be up. You need to calm down with the Dembele stuff, especially the Spanish newspapers and the English newspaper, because now they're linking him with Liverpool. That makes absolutely no sense. So with that being said, Dembele got credit for that goal, but then he got even more credit because of that goal that he scored in the huge run that he did all the way from the midfield, even farther back. He ran all the pitch and then actually chipped it over Asenjo. That was perfection, and I was like, that's the way to end a match. That's the real way to end a match. All matches should end like that. All matches should end with an amazing goal, you know, because you just keep thinking about that goal in your head. It's just really good. And hopefully Dembele can do this more, because today we saw the Dembele that we want to see, and he actually really had a big influence on this game. He's forming a really good partnership with two players, I gotta say, with Nelson Semedo and also with Coutinho. Dembele has now assisted, or sort of assisted, because this goal was a rebound, but he has assisted Coutinho in now 3 or 4 times. So interesting there, we can point that. And then when he's playing ever with Nelson Semedo, they're so fast. They're so fast and they understand each other very nicely. Like Semedo knows when to overlap, Dembele knows when to come back to defend, and that's something that is forming really nice. We could see that now whenever Sergio Roberto plays, always like Coutinho plays in front of him, because Roberto likes to go forward alone by his time, alone too much of his time. So when they play with Dembele, they also play Nelson Semedo because they know how to overlap much more comfortably. So I really like that Valverde is spotting those partnerships from the left with Coutinho and Dembele, and then all the way from the vertical side through the right flank with Nelson Semedo and Ousmane Dembele. So overall, I gotta say that this match was very entertaining. It's one less match for us to get our unbeaten run in La Liga, and I'm just really happy for all the players, and especially for Dembele, because he had an amazing match today. Just like always, guys, please remember to drop us a like and to leave us a subscribe. And also, if you enjoyed this, be sure to check out my other videos in the channel. Like I said, I'm doing more content of the World Cup, and that's something that I really want to get out there. So if you can go there, share it, you're really gonna enjoy it. I put a lot of effort into it. We talk about every single team in Group A, then we're gonna do it for the other teams. I'm gonna give you in each video the predicted 11s and the history behind the teams and what you need to expect. So when you're discussing with your friends for the World Cup, or in school, in university, or whatsoever, you can just spit out all the information that I'm giving to you, which is very accurate. So if you enjoy that, be sure also to check it out. And basically, you get the deal, you know the drill. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.